Okay, here is a breakdown of 3 trades that were taken on BTC USD pair. This is basically a crypto pair, and one thing with crypto pair is that they don't they open 24/7. That is, there is nothing like session breaks or session markets closing for crypto pairs. Crypto pairs work 24/7. Okay, as you guys can see in this region, there are two sell orders that were placed here. Two sell orders. However, I marked them out with blue lines just to explain something. Firstly, looking at this, let's go to the higher time frame, like the 4 hours. Now we can see from the recent times that price has been in a huge downtrend right from the 124k mark. Right from the 124k mark, price has gone really down. First coming down to 111, retraced to 115 before taking another downturn to 106. And one of the laws of market structure is to follow the trend. However, let's go to the 1 hour. Now looking at the 1 hour, the initial setup was this, price doing this. Let me mark something out. Price came down here, and then price doing this retracement. At least if we are to compare with the higher time frame, we'll probably call this a retracement. And then we were initially expecting, like a retracement. I chose this zone. Why? Because just hold on. I chose this zone why? Because price did a lot of consolidations on the 1 hour. So as price kept going up, this was a struggle. Let me mark out these zones. Okay, now this zone was a struggle between buyers and sellers, and we were expecting after this down push, a good retracement and then continuation of the trend. So I placed the limit order, a sell limit order at this zone. So that I'll just delete these two right here. Okay, so we are left with this. So a limit order were placed. The first one was the first one at this one here. The price came down a little, and I closed it at 20 pips. Why 20 pips? Not loss, 20 pips profit, ranging for a long time, for a long period of time, and the momentum is not just there. So I closed it at the first blue line, this one that is highlighted here, so at 20 pips, and then I waited for another opportunity. So as price did what it did, as it was going up, coming down, going up, coming down, when it went up here again, I placed a limit order while price was approaching the highs of the consolidation. As price was approaching the highs of the consolidation, I placed another limit order, and then I placed a limit order right here, and then price did another 20 pips downward, which is this second blue line that has been highlighted here, the longer one did that. And then let's go down to the 15 minutes to say something. Okay, so as price did this, as it did this, price came down here, and then price started building momentum from the, let me show you guys something on the 5 minutes. Okay, just a second. Alright, now this is what we're looking at. Now price initially did this up move, into the entry zone this a massive one. Then as price came down, the selling candle momentum kept on reducing gradually. So we can see here, let me mark out something with this circle. I'll just delete this, I'll just delete that, and then mark out something with this cycle. Okay, as we can see, I'll delete that. So we can see here, it's not really getting what I needed to get, but you get a point. As we can see here, the price in a downtrend, price did this long bullish hammer candle, then came down again, but it was going down, the selling momentum kept on reducing, more like a downward movement appearing to now be a liquidity sweep. So as price came back to this zone, as price was approaching our entry day for the last time, I closed out at 20 pips profit again to wait for what price was gonna do. So I'll just delete that right here, delete. So this was the zone we're looking at. Let me just adjust the thickness to 1. All right, now this was the zone, the consolidation zone. As we can, let's go back to the 15-minute right here. All right, so the zone, this was the consolidation zone marked out. There are two things that can happen here. One is a break to the downside, a retest, and then a continuation, textbook setup. And the other thing that can happen is a break to the upside, then you wait for the retest, and then you join the trend. So basically it was the second for this one. You could understand that we have to be waiting for a bullish break. However, nothing is certain in the market. If you get a bearish break, it's also fine. You be flexible to join the move. But as price broke out, let me draw that again. As price broke out of the, I'm not drawing it when, but yeah, the purpose is to explain. As price broke out of the consolidation zone, broke out, actually went off the charts, and then by the time I came back, price already broke out of the consolidation zone. Let's go to the 5-minute. Okay, all right. Now, like I was saying earlier, as price did a bullish break from the consolidation zone to the upside, it did this first movement, this first breakout. Okay, let me write that out. This was the first retracement price did into the consolidation zone. Like I said earlier, I went off the chart, so didn't catch this move. But by the time I came back, price was already continuing to the upside, and it will be a bad entry to enter at this movement. You want to, it's not necessarily a bad entry, but you would have a larger stop loss, and it's unethical for a good trade. So all I did was to wait for a retracement, if probably there will be, why I set my limit order to using the first move and retracement as references. We can see right here, let me mark this out. Okay, let me use the let me delete that and use the trend line button. As we can see here, price already broke out, so we might not necessarily pay attention to the consolidation zone too much. However, focusing on the last move price did while breaking out of that consolidation zone, so all I did was focus on that. And then at the end of the red candle for the first move, I placed the buy limit there with stop loss into the zone, using the candle from the let me just clone that. Let me just clone this. Okay, now using this candle that tapped into the consolidation zone as reference for stop, so place that, and then targeted this move, targeted this and the total result, we got about 40 plus pips to the upside with TP smashed and a good 1 ratio 4.5 trade on BTC USD. Like I said at the beginning of the video, crypto market does not necessarily pay attention to sessions like the forex peers. However, one thing that is similar with both crypto and forex peers is the news. As much as news can affect forex peers, major news can also affect crypto peers also. However, sessions does not really count. And then here we got this in, it was a nice entry, and yeah, basically that was it.